Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about dev blog number 9 from the Conan Exiles team. Today we're going to be talking about the world and lore of Conan Exiles. Now this is something that's really interesting to me because of the fact that, you know, with a survival game like this, we already have a pretty in-depth backstory and just news on what this game is about and where, you know, a lot of these creatures come from and some of the other stuff that we get to deal with. It's not like Ark Survival Evolved where, you know, we got the game and now as time has gone on, almost 2 years later, now we're starting to get the really, you know, meat and potatoes of the story. Conan Exiles is definitely going to be a little bit better for us. So from what I can tell, Conan has been around since the 1930s. That is as far back as my research puts it, 1932 with the first book by Robert E. Howard. So yeah, it's rather interesting, and you'll kind of, you know, there's many books on this topic on Conan Exile, or on Conan, not Conan Exiles. There's many books on Conan, probably hundreds of books on Conan. But the Conan Exiles, as we get into this, is going to be based on Robert E. Howard's stories. And there's also like movies with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I think there was another movie that came out in 2011. I can't remember the actor that played in that. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the dev blog and talk about what they have to say as a dev team. Conan Exiles is an open-world survival game where you build, craft, and fight to survive in the brutal world of Conan the Barbarian. But Conan Exiles is nothing like an empty sandbox, so continue reading to learn about the great game. Yes. Robert E. Howard's Tales of Conan the Barbarian offer an intensely rich universe full of great deeds, dark magic, and high adventure. Howard wrote many tales of Conan, and many more have been told in comic books and movies since his death. Conan Exiles builds and draws inspirations from these sources. The events in Conan Exiles take place on the timeline of Conan between stories of Zathul the Dusk, the Slithering Shadow, and A Witch Shall Be Born. So that actually covers a large grouping of books from Robert E. Howard. That's about 8 books ranging from 1933 all the way up to 1934. So he wrote 8 books in that time. So that's pretty crazy. Yeah, it's definitely going to be an interesting, and I've never read or seen Conan the Barbarian. It is definitely going to be something that I have on my list before this game releases in a couple weeks. Or at least in early access, but yeah, let's keep going here. As you play a condemned exile crucified in the burning desert, it is Conan himself who cuts you down from the cross and frees you. Conan continues on his journey, but you must now try to survive in the harsh, exiled lands. An enigmatic serpent bracelet has been placed around your wrist. It will kill you if you try to escape by crossing the huge curse wall surrounding the exiled lands. The curse wall is a powerful magical barrier which cuts you off from the outside world. Who has placed this bracelet on your arm? Why have you been exiled to this place for your alleged crimes, and not just executed on the spot by those who brought you here? The exiled lands are full of mysteries. As you struggle to survive, you can also strive to uncover them. So yeah, definitely like a crazy story. Like it's actually Conan that comes and saves you. And then, you know, you gotta maybe figure out, you know, what's going on. I don't think there's that much of a story, but, you know, you can kind of figure out, you know, what kind of stuff's going on. You know, we'll get more into that when the game actually releases. But you are definitely not alone in the exiled land. Large group of exiles have banded together and formed dangerous factions. The Yog-worshipping Darfari cannibals will be among the first you meet. Along the eastern river, you can find thieves and pirates who fight under the banner of the Black Hand. Bandits called the Dogs of the Desert lay claim to the lands further north with their bestial ways. And to the west, you can find the sprawling city made by Stygian mercenaries and relic hunters who hunt for treasures of old. Many secrets lie buried beneath the sands and in deep caves. Explore where you dare, but beware of the dangerous creatures that lurk in dark places of the world. Tunnels and temples built ages ago might have been abandoned by their former inhabitants, but their riches and mysteries are still well guarded by new terrors. Every place filled with dark magic or every battle with demonic or undead creatures will leave you corrupted and weakened. So make sure you have dancer thralls in your camp so they can entertain you and remove the corruption. Massive ruins left behind by the ancient civilization can now be seen towering over the exiled lands. These huge spires, great bridges, and impressive walls dominate the landscape. You see enormous statues of strange, almost insect-like humanoids, but who were these powerful beings? Even the magical monoliths who form the curse wall seem to have been made by a mystical race. You will find clues about an ancient civilization as you play and explore. Their magic resides in many places of the exiled lands, and what seems to be instructions for their subjects can still be found. For some reason, you are able to understand their ancient language and hear their voices as they speak from a bygone age. Explore far and wide to see ghosts of the past and glean information from their ways. There are many places to explore in the exiled lands, from crumbling ruins, deep tunnels, beautiful shrines, and even a massive arena made for the gladiatorial combat. But most imposing is a huge mystical city ringed by powerful walls. Terrible creatures roam the city, and the dark magic which lingers there is filled with corruption. Only the most well-equipped survivors should dare to explore its gloomy streets and deep chambers. But even if the risk is high, the ruined city holds many important secrets and will perhaps be your most important key to truly understanding the exiled lands. Conan Exiles does not only offer harsh survival and brutal combat, but it also lets you explore a beautiful world filled with unique locations and a deep history. It is the rich world of Robert E. Howard's Conan the Barbarian brought to life by some of his greatest fans. So yeah, that is the lore that we're seeing behind Robert E. Howard's Conan stories. Like I said, I have never read or watched the movies based around Conan the Barbarian. That is something that I will be doing, especially as we get closer. Like I'm gonna load up some audiobooks, and as I do research on this game and see what else is out there, it's definitely very interesting to see. Links will be in the description down below if you guys want to check out the wiki page for some of this stuff, or the dev blog, you want to read it for yourself. Definitely some pretty cool stuff, and definitely some interesting stories along the way. But for now, guys, I want to say thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button if you are enjoying the Conan Exiles news and updates type of deal. I know I am having a ton of fun with it, and going to be doing a frequently asked questions video. So if you guys have any questions relating to Conan Exiles, if I can find an answer, I will answer it. Also, if you haven't already, you can check out what kind of servers will be run in my last Conan Exiles video. Links in the description or on the end card as well. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video.